What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Anyway, so there's been a lot of bleep bleep bloop bloop talking stuff about Kidsmoove and the tweet he did it. And the tweet was basically, paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me and I'm driving, which is dangerous, and things. So he said Microsoft should sell Xbox to Apple. Now, as far as the rest of the context, or if he added something to it, I don't know. I think he did another tweet to try to play victim or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Because that's not the point. The point is a couple of points. One, why would Kidsmoove do this? Well, first, I think some people thought that he was a neutral, meaning, you know, he plays everything, he doesn't care, either or, whatever. And I've seen him wear Xbox stuff. I've seen him with PlayStation stuff. I think I subbed to his channel, but I don't ever watch his content because honestly, I just don't like him. I've heard him on different podcasts that I do actually listen to, and he's okay. You know what I mean? He's like, he's kind of like vanilla. He's the vanilla brother. No, he's not. But anyway. So what my initial reaction is he's just trying to capitalize on all of the hurt feelings of all the ponies and the donkey unicorns out there. So he's gonna say something that'll give them a little bit of hope or fire or something, I don't know. And get a big reaction, get some eyes on, you know, his tweet and stuff. And it worked for the most part. What it has also done on the negative side is that it has tarnished his neutrality, if that makes sense, you know? So now he's just a Ponybot, or I'm not sure what you would call him. But I was listening to TTS, you know, Dirk Griggity and Sean, and basically they were talking about, Dirk was talking about authenticity, basically. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because then he started talking about flip-floppers like Crap Gamer and I don't know, all the other people that he mentioned. MBG used to be an Xbox dude. I think Red Dragon might have been too. Whatever, all the ponies and donkey unicorns that are right now crying about, you know, Starfield and all that stuff, they used to be Xbox. Funny. So here's the thing that I wanted to say about myself. I will never be a pony. I will never flip-flop, if you will. Because, like I said, my origin story is Sega. And if you follow the lineage of Sega, it leads to Xbox. That's it and that's all. There's no other explanation. So I cannot, by definition, by how I was birthed to be a gamer, I cannot flip over to PlayStation. Unless PlayStation buys Sega and Xbox together, then maybe. I mean, at that point, I'll probably be too old anyway. Because Sony can't afford, they could barely afford Bungie. You think they could rub a couple nickels together and get a over $2 trillion company? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through the list of the flip-floppers, because that's irrelevant. But what it is, if you look at, you know, all these content creators and stuff, what they're doing, you know, how they present to us, the audience, and why. I always ask the question, why do people do certain things? Why do people behave in different ways? What does it benefit? Does it benefit me? Does it benefit them? What's going? It's usually people act in their own best interest, obviously. It's self-preservation. But sometimes they don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they're idiots. Sometimes they're acting on their feelings. And when they do that, then they tend to make errors and they tend to make mistakes. And they tend to be like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. It's the main reason why I don't act when I'm emotional. Mainly when I'm angry, I don't act, because it's not a good look. It's not a good look, and you get in trouble a lot. and I'm trying not to hit anybody. You see, I'm trying not to get hit. I'm not, Anyway, but yeah, so the whole Kidsmoove thing, like I said, I think it was just basically a publicity stunt. And now he's gonna be on trying to fix his image mode for a while, or maybe not. It's like I always say, when it comes down to it, bottom line, all of this is just for fun. It's all fun and games for us, the hobbyists. But for Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, it's just business. This is like, yo, we got to make this money. How are we gonna make this money? Right? And if they do good by their consumers, their customer base, then they will be lauded and praised. There's only so much that you can abuse your customers when they realize, they wake up and say, oh shoot, that's when the Stockholm syndrome wears off. Or I don't know if there's a cure for that. I'm acting like it's a disease or something. Is it? I don't know. I never looked into it. It is a condition, not a disease. But anyway, so that's the thing, right? How long can Sony act the way that they're acting and expect to stay number one, be the leader? That's my question. Like, how long can you be a bad person before somebody doesn't call you out on it? Or somebody doesn't, or the public as a whole say, you know what? We're done, Sony. You've been treating us bad for years, and we've been letting you get away with it because you make this, that, and the third. But now, your games are slipping a little, and we're gonna go over here where Starfield lives, because that's the forever game. That's the game that we're gonna be playing until 2028 or 2026. I'll say 2026. I'll give it, was that 2 years? 2.5 years. 2 and a little bit years. Because rumors are that the new Xbox is gonna be coming out in 2026. And the thing is like, the new Xbox isn't an Xbox Series X Pro. It's the new X, it's the new generation. So I'm like, okay, wait, let's think about this for a second, right? Series X and S came out on November 10th, 2020. Now, if it's 2026, that's 6 years. I would say 2027 is more of a more comfortable timeline. 7 years, even though we can subtract 1 year for the pandemic, still 6 or 7 years, that's what it used to be. It used to be actually less than that. But now, I think based on the AMD advances in their chips, manufacturing and stuff, 2027 seems right. It seems extra right. It seems like, just to be safe, let's do that, just to make sure that our system we have all the tools ready going in. And that's the thing, they need to do their API. They need to make it super simple for these devs to adopt it and to make it good. You know what I'm saying? Do what Sony did. Not exactly, but make it so that your next iteration console will be able to basically have same or similar API as far as GUI and all that stuff, the engines basically to make the games, so that you can make it and it can go back to Xbox Series, it can go forward to Xbox, whatever it's called, Ultra Xbox Ultra Premium. And that way, that's the main thing, right? If you make the devs happy, they will jump on board. They will use your console and they will use as the base, as the lead platform. That's what happened with the 360. They added more RAM than the PlayStation 3, and boom, they were like, let's go. That's why they won that generation. Everybody's talking about, oh, they won because of this and that and the third. And people were still saying, oh, they didn't win because Sony sold more consoles. I'm like, that's not how it works. Okay, hearts and minds and subs and all this stuff. They sold, 4 million more than Xbox or something? And that was after the fact, because they kept selling them years after the PlayStation 4 was out. So they did that in order, they think they're slick. They did it so they can say, oh, we sold more. Yeah, because you had left it on the market longer, which cannibalized plays. Well, I don't know if it did, but wee-hoo. But yeah, man, So anyway, I always get on that tangent. I hate it because it's just such a false narrative. Because, you know, technically yes, they sold more consoles, but look at why they sold more consoles. Not because, oh, it's better or whatever. It's because they literally left it on the market longer to get to a certain number. And who's to say they didn't buy back the consoles? Because Nintendo has been known to do that in the past, to zip up their numbers. So I won't put it past Sony and PlayStation to do the exact same thing just to say, oh, we won that generation too, whatever. But anyway, the point is, if you make a better / easier console for devs to create on, they will choose the best place to create, and that's it, and that's all. And they almost had it this generation, but the ease of making PlayStation 4 games act like PlayStation 5 games, because that's literally what Sony did, it was just easier for devs, you know? And they reaped the benefits of the PlayStation 5, which is just a PlayStation 4 Pro. And, you know, that's how it fell. Also, they were money hatting all these games and stuff. So, you know, there's a bunch of different, factors that led to what's happening now. And Microsoft, they're very intelligent. They're smart. They have their ways, and I wish that they would, you know, be a little more ruthless, less toothless, more ruthless when it comes to dealing with Sony. I know they need to keep the peace for the most part, but you can't play nice with bullies. All right, you got to slap a bully up to make sure that they realize that you're not bullying me. You cannot bully me because I don't play that. You know, and that's a big thing. It's a big thing. I mean, generally speaking, for life, you know, bullies are bad, and you know, it's just. I mean, the games are gonna really do it, and Starfield is the jump off, and there's so much hype for Starfield, it's ridiculous, and I don't think the ponies are ready for it. I don't think Dr. Unicorns are ready for what is actually gonna happen. But obviously Square Enix is, because they see the writing on the wall. They're like, uh-oh, it's about to change. Let's do this now. They did it before Starfield came out. They did it before the Avalanche will start. And you're going to see a whole bunch of other little devs or little beep boops that used to be, oh, PlayStation. They might be like, oh, I don't know. So these guys got more money and they're coming up. Let's go. But anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out, showing on the strap. Go in the comments. Let me know what you think about Kidsmoove and his punk ass. I'm sorry, he's not a punk. Is he? I don't know. But, you know, let me know. You think it's just a pub stunt, or you think he's for real, or whatever. It doesn't matter, honestly. If you don't feel like commenting on that, you don't have to. But also, you know, how do you feel about like video games in general? Like the console generation is, whatever, halfway through, whatever. But, you know, looking at the games that are coming out, looking at the consoles themselves, looking at the technology that's coming up future-wise as far as AMD stuff. You can't really look at NVIDIA because that's all PC. It doesn't really have anything to do with what the console space would do. So whatever AMD is doing, that's what you need to pay attention to, because that can translate directly to what the next console generation will be for PlayStation and Xbox. Unless PlayStation decides to go with NVIDIA or some different, Power PC or some whatever, that's up to them. But, just let me know what's up, and I appreciate, and I'll see you on the next one. Tilt the way down.